Hello, greetings. My name is Anitra.
My name's Alicia.
And welcome back to our The Challenge 40 reaction video. Woo woo! We are on episode
4.
yes, we are, guys. We are on episode 4, and we have seen a lot happen up to this point. And we starting the episode out with congratulations to Darrell and Avery. So they're coming back into the house and all this stuff. We're not going to talk about everything. We're just going to talk about what's important, what
like
stood
the
out
main
to us.
things. Yeah.
So I didn't take notes this time. We're trying something different. So what stood out to you?
I know one thing that stood out to me is we talked a lot about Tori and Josh's confrontation last week, and
All for nothing. I'm just kidding.
We felt like we understood where Josh was coming from. We understood the raw emotion from Tori because she's like, this is actually my friend. And like now he's saying he doesn't want to be my friend and stuff. So we get a very mature conversation from them.
Yeah,
Wow.
we understood, but let's be honest, we were fighting on Sheree. You know, Sheree was here, and Sheree was
what were
feeling
we
like
fighting on?
Sheree really felt like Josh was in the wrong, like he's picked the wrong time.
Yeah, that's why we were
should have pulled her
fighting
to the
because we were
side
saying we didn't feel like Josh. I mean, we understood Josh.
we
were
understood
like,
Josh. But I'm gonna give Sheree a little bit of a kudos or vindication because Josh, in his apology, he said, you know, I'm sorry, it was the wrong time. He said it was the wrong time. So, you know, if he admitted that, he said that it was really kind of a weird apology a little bit because Josh was really overtly apologizing. And they still haven't talked about Tori doing him wrong. And
I feel like
USA.
honestly, he was just like, she was like, you know, we need to talk, and you know that hurt my feelings, and he knew that his words were like too strong,
over the top.
Okay. Yeah, and over the top. And nobody like I don't know that we were saying like his words weren't strong or anything. I was just saying I understood that, you know,
what he was feeling,
yeah,
and why
what
he wanted to talk
feeling.
to her.
And I still agree with that. I understand why he was feeling the way that he felt. I think it's very mature of him to be able to, and her, they both handle it very maturely.
And they just talked about that one thing, you know, even though I want to see them talk about USA too, they were just wanting to talk about, and I understand this, so they just want to talk about what happened last night. And, you know, I'm sorry about last night. She said,
they
I
didn't
don't
even
hold
talk
it
about the
against you.
details of last night.
Yeah.
They literally were just like, hey, like, I didn't mean that I don't want to be your friend. Like,
Yeah.
I do want to be your friend. Like, which is the most important thing. Like, you know, like.
And she's like, I know you were hurt. Like, I don't hold anything against you that you said. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was hurt. I shouldn't have said that stuff. I took it too far. So yeah, very mature
And
conversation.
this is how we handle conflict, ladies and gentlemen.
Very good. Very good, Tori.
Conflict will come.
And Josh.
And you have to communicate with each other. And nobody wants to communicate nowadays. So, yeah, let this be a lesson to us all. If you have a problem with someone, tell them. And talk it out like adults.
Okay. Yeah. And also be okay with apologizing, because even if you're not 100% wrong, if you want to extend the olive branch first and apologize for your 20% that you did wrong, I guarantee you that it will open up the door for the other person to apologize for their 80%. So, you know, it's all about checking the pride, checking the ego, and just
like
remembering that you care about that person.
We're living in a culture where people say, you know, don't be apologetic, you know, instead, like we're trying to word things differently. Instead of saying like, I'm sorry for being late, we're saying thank you for your patience and stuff like that.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
I don't know 100% what my take is on this. I'm sure there are some benefits to not being so apologetic, but at the same
accountability
time, you guys,
is huge.
Yeah, being apologetic is showing accountability, that you are willing to be like, I was wrong. I messed up.
And we have to be able to admit when we're wrong. We have to. That's one of my pet peeves, y'all. If you're wrong, just admit it, man.
But at the same time, that is one of her pet peeves, and that annoys me because I feel like every time I do anything wrong, she's expecting an apology, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to apologize.
This is something that we're praying
every single time,
you know, because sometimes you want to be able to have mercy, and self-righteousness is the enemy of mercy. So sometimes, you know, you can be a little bit self-righteous on your high horse.
So there is an argument for like, maybe somebody shouldn't be made to feel like they have to apologize every time. And maybe instead of me saying, I'm sorry to you every time for making us late, I can say, thank you for being patient.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I do know that it's like a pride thing. Like, I'm just like, I'm tired of being wrong. But it's like, I am wrong. So
Yeah, I think it's important. Yeah,
what do you
that's
guys
my
think?
vote. Yeah, what do you
Leave
think?
your thoughts in the comments section because we're trying to learn and we're trying to be better. But yeah, we have our thoughts on that. So
yeah, accountability. All right. So, anyways,
they go on
something
to
else that we noticed.
see Anissa and Jenny, and they're having a moment. Jenny is her coach. And this is the second time during this season where we've seen Jenny really uplifting women, which is really wonderful. The first time she did it with Avery, and we weren't necessarily on her side because Avery was receiving so much support last week, like a ridiculous amount of support. Like nobody was supporting Tony at all in his vision to try to make his game a little bit better. Nobody was understanding it at all. And if people were understanding it, they sure didn't show us them.
Yeah. It was a little bit ridiculous. Yeah. Just to mention really quick on that again, really ridiculous that everybody was on Avery's side and nobody understood where Tony was coming from. I pointed out in a comment that I believe if Tony was partnered with any other girl on that team, Tori, Naya, Johnny, I think that they would have agreed with him just fine with working with Era 4. So it really just is unfortunate that he was partnered up with Avery, who had her reasons for wanting what she wanted.
And we understand her reasons, you guys. We understand. But what we don't understand is nobody understanding Tony and just expecting Tony to go with Avery when that doesn't benefit his game. And then Avery is like really making it like a personal dig at her as a woman. And it's like,
that's what we don't understand.
This man is making me decide. And it's just like, listen,
you're gonna have to deal with your trauma.
I promise you we understand because we are all about female empowerment, all about girl power. We love,
but that's a little bit of a stretch.
We won a Girls Alliance on Big Brother this season. Come on, girls, let's do it.
That's a little bit of a stretch though for Tony right now, just because he wanted to create allies for himself.
Because he wanted to do his own thing, and look out for himself.
Yeah,
just like you're doing.
Yeah, so that's our only thing. That's how we felt about it. Watch our previous recap for episode 3 if you didn't watch it. It was very good. It started off not amazing because I had to do a refilm because we didn't get to film everybody.
Yeah,
we didn't
our
have sound.
mics were turned off.
Yeah, so that was unfortunate, but it's really worth the watch. But anyways, back to this video.
Jenny was uplifting, and so we're seeing kind of like a foreshadowing, kind of, because as we know, Jenny is in danger this week, right? Jenny with Horacio.
Yeah, is it her and Horacio?
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably.
I'm assuming it's Jenny and Horacio.
Yeah,
and we know Anissa is in danger as well with Derek. So
something's going to come to play here.
We believe that either one of them is going to end up in power or one of them is going to end up in danger, and they might end up having to either go against each other or this friendship is going to be the reason why they don't go against each other.
Or there might be betrayal.
We already said that.
No. I thought you were saying...
Oh, you think somebody might put them in against somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 different options.
Or a betrayal.
So, but yeah, we'll see. Something else that we saw is this Era 3 camaraderie. And I think that they have this really great strategy where they're all like, we're just going to volunteer. We're just going to go in rotation because we're all going to have to be representative at some point. So they're cheering Jordan on. Jordan's like, yeah. And it's kind of nice to see them all bonding and stuff like that.
And you know what? I will say it probably was a smart move for them to get rid of Amanda because Amanda can be petty and she probably would have found some reason to be against this idea.
She can be petty for sure. And then also maybe not as much of a team player. Like, gosh, I love Amanda. But
I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm not going in.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Ever. Or she probably would have been like, okay, this is a good idea. But I'm going to pick when I go in, and she's probably going to be listening out. And when she hears someone that she's okay to go against, be like, okay, now it's my week.
She's going to capitalize, and then they're going to have issues there. So with the girls remaining, Tori, Avery, and Johnny and Naya, they're all very calm, cool, collected, confident team player women. So, and the guys are as well. So yeah, they have a great dynamic.
Yep. So that was cool to see. I think that's pretty much all I remember besides, Godfather CT giving his advice to Derek and stuff. And yeah,
I don't know what advice he gave.
She didn't see it. Okay.
So we move on to the challenge. It is
the daily trivia. Johnny thinks that TJ practices his laugh in the mirror.
And it's 2 people are falling out of time.
Which is just
these
crazy.
People are sucking. Like nobody is getting anything right.
Like flies. Yeah.
So far, only one question has been answered correctly.
Which begs the question: maybe this wasn't the best questioning for this trivia session. I don't know. I kind of like it when they ask things that are actual like trivia questions, and then it's funny because it's like you don't know the capital of Georgia.
Because it's only like challenge stuff. But I mean, it's also appropriate for the season.
It is appropriate for the season, but that could have been a category on its own.
And they would have sucked at it apparently.
Yeah, they would have sucked at it, and understandably so. Like, I'm not trying to see a trivia session where everybody just sucks at it. Like, I want to see questions literally that everybody should know.
7 questions answered or 6 questions and only one. Like,
so it's cool. It's cool to see the stuff from the past and be like, oh, it was Kendall and The Miz
that hooked up. We didn't know that.
That's
We're
cool
learning.
To see. I like that, but I want to see the actual trivia questions where we get to laugh at them for not being very bright.
Yeah. But Kylan tried to go big or go home, and he went home. And Derek got his question wrong, and CT hit that water, and it's not looking good.
Yeah. And guys, baby Horacio is not in the game anymore. Like, he is checked out. He's only here for Kylan. And you guys, we know because we listened to the Challenge podcast a couple of weeks ago, and him and Reese, they had been separated for a while because he was off filming a different reality show. So they have been starved for time together with each other. And I don't know how long they had with each other, but it was very minimal time before they left to film. And so that's a big reason why they were kind of like isolating right on the show. They were isolating in their own little world. That's a big reason why they were isolating, because it was like, yes, we have been deprived of time with each other. They were catching up on lost time. And so now that she's left, he loves that girl, y'all. They love each other. And he's like,
oh, he really loves her. He is so checked out with her not being there.
Yeah, he's like, I wanted this experience with her. I don't want to be spending 4 more months, 3 more months, 1 more month without my girl anymore. Like, this isn't fun for me. So he's there right now for Kylan, trying to be loyal for Kylan so Kylan has an ally. But I don't know how much motivation that's going to be. I don't know how long he's going to be able to stick it in there with that motivation.
So we'll see how things go. It seems like maybe Horacio might be down in elimination. Maybe Anissa's going to put them down. I don't know, because he is paired with Jenny.
Yeah, if Horacio goes down in that sand, though, I'm not going to be surprised if he goes
leaves
home.
Yeah.
If he manages to pull it out, though, good on you. You going to earn some major kudos on that, because your heart ain't even in it. Yeah. But y'all, if he goes home, I won't hold it against him, because I think he probably just doing that on purpose at this point.
So we're going to see if Horacio, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in that sand with the way this edit is going. And then also we will see how CT's doing.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so not too much to cover in this. So we're doing trivia. You already know we don't like the way they're doing it. And they were getting a lot wrong. And then finally they start getting some right, and we get some points on the board.
Yeah, people were getting them right.
Yeah. Like, okay. But guess who's not getting them right? No surprise. Era 4. They're the babies. They've been here the shortest amount of time. They're the youngest. They've probably been watching the show the least amount of time. You're having all these questions that, yes, they have different categories, geography, this and that. But let's be honest. All of them are history. They're all history, challenge history questions. And so in some way or shape or form. And so they're not performing well. I don't like it. I don't think it's fair. They're out first. Jenny and Horacio are going in. Which is what we suspected. So now the question is, actually it's not a question, because we're at a sudden death. So happy to see the sudden death, because I'm going for Team Powerhouse. That's my team. That's who I put my stock in. That's who I'm rooting for.
And who is Team Powerhouse again?
Era 3. Okay.
Yep. And that is Jordan.
Yeah, so Jordan is there representing in the sudden death. And then we have Era 2, who I'm definitely not going for, because there's Laurel and Bananas, but there's Cara on that team, so I love Cara. I love Cara. People. Nehemiah, love people on that team. Emily, love people on that team, but I would love to see Johnny Bananas and Laurel in the sand. So that's a no-brainer. Like, I'm not rooting for them right now to win this and be safe. So
we go back and forth with them.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we liked Bananas after House of Villains.
Yeah,
2. He was very stand up. He basically let Tanisha win.
Okay. Spoiler. Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Still watch it though. That season is amazing. Bobby Lights.
Oh my gosh.
Is reason enough to watch this season. Yeah. We never knew him before then, but yes, get your life.
He needs to be on Celebrity Big Brother. He needs to be on Traitors. He needs to be on
him on Traitors. would be so
entertaining. Put him on everything.
That would be
Put
so
him on everything.
Yes, I really want to see him in Traitors though. Now that you said that, I really need to see him on there as a faithful because he would be absolutely hysterical.
I would love to see him as a
Oh yeah, he would be good as a traitor too.
He would be great as both.
Just put him on there.
On my nerves. Let's kill him. He literally was.
Yes, put Bobby Lights anywhere on Traitors. I want to see him on the show.
Like, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do?
He's just crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
So yes, House of Villains. We started liking Bananas. I forget because I've spent so much time not liking him that I forget that I actually, I don't.
We liked him. Okay.
I mean, I don't hate anyone.
And then Laurel last season for All Stars, we liked her okay. But then they started off this season where we weren't really liking them because we don't respect what they did to Cara. That was stupid.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that's why
they put her in the sand.
We kind of want to see that karma come back. We want to see that instant karma.
Sand,
they put her in the sand. Yep, they can go in there too. So we're going for Jordan. He was holding it down, just him by his lonesome.
But now he's at a crossroads. He cannot remember Cheyenne's name
because of Johnny.
Because
it's your fault, Johnny.
Because guess what name he's trying to say?
Chantel,
which is what
Johnny disrespectfully called Cheyenne.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think somehow he knew that years later there was going to be a trivia challenge, and Jordan was going to need to recall Cheyenne's name, and those seeds that he planted all those years ago were going to come into fruition. But guess what? You're not going to win. You're not going to win.
Jordan,
not this way.
We need Jordan to have an epiphany. We need him to be enlightened, and we need Cheyenne's name to pop into his head.
Her name, the spelling, everything. We need you to know. Devin is sending it to him telepathically.
He was there, right?
Like,
Jordan was there.
He was there. I believe he was. So he's sending it to him. Like, come on.
Yeah, because Naya was there, and that's when they got into their altercation.
Right? I think so. I really do. Yeah. I really do. I can't imagine
he was there.
Who his partner was that time. Maybe that was when he was partnered with Sarah. No. He was partnered with Bananas and Sarah. So Jordan may not have been on there because I don't know who he would have been partnered with. So he may not have been on there, but he watched it. Everybody knows that season because that's when Johnny Bananas stole the money.
Naya and Leroy were partnered, and Naya got into it with Jordan.
No, it can't be because this is the season that he stole the money. Johnny Bananas was partnered with Sarah. He stole the money because Cheyenne and Devin were there, and Devin was like, "Dang."
Okay.
Wow.
Well, so whatever. We need him to remember. So,
so we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens, and I think that's all. Oh, sorry. I need to wait.
Okay, no.
The cheater prospered. I'm just kidding. He's not a cheater.
Sylvia?
He's not a cheater, even though he planted those seeds. But he didn't say Chantel. He said
Sylvia.
And Sylvia.
Devin was like, something's not right.
Devin was like,
I don't understand. Sylvia?
He was like, that's his baby's mama. That's his baby mama, Nehemiah, in the background. That's your baby mama. I'm like, come on now. And then Corey's like, bro, you were at the gender reveal. You were there. You know her. We was just talking about her. Oh my goodness. That was a sad moment, guys. That was a sad
day. Sad day.
Yes. So Laurel and Bananas are safe. Laurel, of course, couldn't take it graciously. Couldn't be a gracious winner, right? You know, it was one of those moments again. One of those moments.
Literally one of those.
She might as well have done it again. But instead of doing that, she said, F you, Darrell, and
make all the enemies,
F
girl.
you. F you.
Make all the enemies. And then she calls out Emily.
She came for his marriage. We don't.
She took it way too far. Darrell has been on this show how many times and
never been rude, never been disrespectful towards his wife. Like
this is somebody's real life. This is somebody's family that you're talking about. Like this could have serious repercussions for him.
Now, mind you, outside of that, there's no validity to it. This is Emily's profession. She is a professional masseuse, or she does like therapy. She knows maybe she's a physical therapist or something.
Yeah,
she does this for a living. Yeah. So she was helping him, trying to help him out of the kindness of her heart. Laurel over there watching with her jealous eyes, and she's gonna call it something that 1,000% isn't.
She went below the belt.
Mind you, Emily is into Brad, so it's like none of this makes sense at all. Pulling from thin air, pulling stuff out of her butt.
Hurt people.
Yes.
She is the definition of that.
And Darrell, you can't even get mad at him. You know, some people like he was disrespecting a woman. No, he wasn't. He said F you. She said F you to him. He said F you to her. And he called her a bully. He didn't call her out of her name.
Him the B word.
Yep. And he didn't do that. So she's the one who was being inappropriate. She's the one who's being completely inappropriate and is out of line. She came for him. He came for her, but he did not call her out of her name. So we got to be Laurel, get it together.
Yeah. So yes, she came for Darrell.
Called him
so
out
she made him an enemy for sure.
Yeah.
Like they could have wiped the slate clean. Slate will not be wiped. And then she made an enemy out of Emily.
Emily said, "Why you put my name in it?"
Way to go, Laurel. Way to go. Because we know the karma points are coming in.
Oh yeah, they coming in.
It's not going to work out in your favor this time.
Okay. Not like I hope you enjoyed it last season, because girlfriend,
you ain't got your emotions in check this time.
Full child. Yeah, you ain't got them in check.
You know, we see CT come back, and
thank God. I knew he was okay, guys, because Derek was a little bit too jovial in that confessional, saying, "I hope I didn't just take out CT." It's like he would never say it that way if he actually took out CT. So
that he was staying, because we have yet to see the challenge where CT was like, "I told y'all we need to go this way.
You chose to go that way."
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. So, so we both knew that he was going to be okay. He's sore.
Glad to see it.
His ego's bruised. Yes,
yeah, I'm glad to see he's okay. Yes, he is sore. His ego's bruised.
But he's okay.
He's okay. That's
and then we get CT saying, "Of course," or it was maybe Rachel. CT or Rachel was like, "Of course, they wouldn't go for Era 1. Surely, the clear thing to do here is to put in Jordan and Naya." So because they are saying that, I am now thinking, well, since Laurel is playing all emotional, she might end up being like, not Darrell. Let's take a shot at Era 1. Derek, you're down with Anissa. We could see it, you guys. What do you think?
I didn't even think about that, but you know, since there was that foreshadowing also with Anissa and Jenny, I could definitely see that being the case.
They're going to go head to head.
I was thinking it wasn't going to play out that way, but now you got me thinking that it is going to play out that way. And maybe Jordan, when he's talking to Naya about their political strategy, maybe that political strategy is actually going
to work. Yes. So
he said, "Kiss the ring." That's what we said to Kara. Kiss the ring. Sometimes, like, you got to let people have their shine. Let them have their flowers. So that's what Jordan said. He said, "We're gonna give him
it's
kiss
a good
the ring."
Political game, you guys, and you have to like lower that ego. Sometimes people be having too much ego. Lower your ego
and puff them up, puff their chest up. Say, "I see you, I see you. Now, can you see me, please?" And like, throw me a bone, like, and let's play this game together. And you know,
in the
I see you.
This is the way to go. Humility, it pays off.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's that. We're thinking. So now we're both thinking that.
Yeah, definitely thinking based off of the edit. If it's not that way, good job, edit. Y'all threw me off. I would love to see y'all throw me off, but I mean, even though I don't want to see Jordan and Naya go in, so you know.
But what I find very interesting, well, it sucks that it's not Darrell though, but we'll see. Derek and Anissa could very well be going down there because of Laurel being petty, and so I think that favor should be repaid, honestly.
Yeah, and she pointed out that can happen over and over and over again. As far as we know, there are no rules about the same representatives being picked. So if you get on someone's bad side, you might just you got safe this time, but there's no problem with you being the representatives again.
So what I am predicting is Anissa versus Jenny, Horacio versus Derek. Derek's going to win because Horacio's heart is not in there. And I think Jenny's going to win over Anissa. And I am hoping Derek, who gets to choose the women, well, here you go, Laurel. You can do it. I would love to see that.
And here you go, Avery. I'm just kidding. The one who picked him initially, she did.
Oh, yeah. He could repay it back to Avery, and he could give it to Laurel. So those are my predictions.
We're going to see y'all. I'm ready to eat some popcorn.
Yeah, we saw.
Let's go.
Do we move on to the club? We just saw them at the club, and like me already.
Oh yeah, we already talked about Jordan and Naya.
Were coming up with their strategy. Seems like a good strategy. We think it's going to pay off. And yeah, as we saw before, Jordan was like, not Jordan. Bananas was like, I would be fine with Horacio or Jordan going in. Like, I would be fine with either one of them leaving. So right now, we see him kind of leaning towards, even though Jordan's like, well, we got this respect thing going on. We see him being open to the idea.
He ain't thinking about respect right now. But maybe if Jordan is able to remind him in the deliberation about the respect that they have, he'll be like, oh yeah, we do have that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we should play that way because we don't really want to target each other too soon.
And it's just started. Yeah.
We're gonna see. Ooh, y'all. So we still at the club.
We still at the club, y'all.
We still
the
at
night
the club.
Continues. The night is young.
So what even just happened? Like, I know what we just ended with. Okay, so I guess something that's at the top of my head is Corey and
Oh yeah, that's
Corey
really
and Devin.
kind of
They
where
were
it started. Yeah.
They got their Scooby Doo.
How we thought it was for play. Like, we thought he was kind of playing around.
Yeah.
I knew there was some truth to it, but I didn't know that.
They believe, you guys. They really believe that Jordan threw that. Did he or did he not?
And then Jordan goes, I just forgot her name. That was very, very, very suspicious.
Yeah, it's like, why would you throw it, though? Why would you throw it?
It's looking like he threw it, y'all.
Yeah. And the thing is, he ain't getting away with it. Corey and Devin see it, and he just did Corey a solid in my book.
Corey a solid
because I think that Devin probably would have been willing to pick Jordan
back over.
Yeah, because he's got Tori vouching for Jordan, and then Jordan through Tori is going to look out for Devin. So that could have been his number one guy very well, but because of him doing that, now he has Devin and Corey side eyeing him, and they might pick each other now over Jordan.
And might be trying to target him down the line. So
yeah, so didn't do himself any favors with that. Did not do himself any favors.
That was so funny. They were like Corey was like, he 100% knows her name.
Yeah.
So
yeah, neither one of them.
Interesante, muy interesante.
Definitely interesting. Okay, so
then we get a little Emily and Brady.
Oh my gosh, Emily and Brad, they're so cute.
They're very cute.
I like it.
They have a lot in common, and they are just hitting it off.
They love nature and everything, and yes, they are hitting it off. They don't play the game the same because Emily plays with her
heart, and Brad has no heart. I'm just kidding. He has a heart.
He has learned how to compartmentalize,
cut off those emotions,
cut it off,
do what he needs to do.
Yep.
Which,
so
for better or worse.
Right. I think they could be the perfect team playing together because they can have a little bit of both. They can have half a heart and play with that. So
I do think that it's very important to play this game with an amount of heart. And I think that could be a disservice to Brad because there are people like Tori and people like Josh that I literally feel like they go so far because of their ability to be loyal and play with their hearts.
That's very true. And we have seen Brad in these games, and no one's attached to him. You know, he has some friends, but a lot of the times he's on the outside, and it's like it's easy for them to say his name. So I don't know how far that will get you in the challenge world. So yeah, maybe he can learn a thing or two from Emily.
Even Bananas, like that's a huge part of his strategy. Like it wasn't before. I feel like he definitely backstabbed a lot of people back in the past, but I feel like what has helped him in the modern era of the challenge is that he does have those relationships and he is as loyal to them as he possibly can be, and that serves you well because I'm telling you, if he wasn't like that, he would be voted in all the time.
Yeah, you got to have some kind of allegiance. He's lucky. Brad's lucky that on a season like this, they're just trying to get out threats and stuff because otherwise, it might be different. But yeah, so we see that. We also see Derek trying to Derek and Anissa trying to
a lot of Derek
appeal to Bananas. And Bananas makes a very good argument. He's like, I'm gonna try the best that I can. Like, I definitely want to take this swing at Jordan again. He's not seeing the respectful way that, Jordan's saying that they respect each other and play this certain way. Bananas ain't talking that language right now. So, yeah, he's like, I want to throw in Jordan and stuff. But he's like, but Laurel, she has a history with both Horacio and Jordan. So she's not going to want to see them two go against each other. And he's like, I'm not about to pull a Tony. I'm not doing that. We just saw how that happened last week. I would be a dummy to do that. Like, see that happen again.
I'm sorry. Like, if y'all have to go in, y'all got to go in. I'm going to do my best.
Yes. And then Derek is like, still, but even still, though, got to make this move. And he's like, I know, bro, but like I said, I'm not going in there. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. And
I would honestly feel like if Bananas was saying that to me, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go in. Honestly, because to me, it's like,
yeah, he's not giving you
he's
any
not
kind of
gonna fight
assurance.
for you. Like,
And
I
if we
really,
thought Avery was hard to reach, y'all, Laurel, and she want her way.
and this could have been the plan all along. Now we don't know. Like, maybe Jordan had the plan with Laurel. Maybe it was outside of Bananas, or maybe Bananas was in it as well, and this was their angle. They were going to just be like, well, she has those emotional
Yeah,
connections,
maybe
and
you never know
so
with them, man. They some
we
doggone
don't
masterminds, man.
know.
They'll fool everybody. They'll fool production and all of us.
And it also could have happened when they went in the stalemate. They could have decided, hey, we'll keep you safe if you give it to us.
Yeah, and then we'll get all the blood on our hands. And if I was Jordan, I would be like, okay, yeah, y'all take that blood. I don't want it. They already think we're a threat. We already won last week. I don't know if we need to win 2 weeks in a row. Then we definitely public enemy number one.
We need to know the tea, man. We need to know what went down. But is that where we left off?
I think that's where we left off, guys. They did like a freeze frame on something. I don't know what the freeze frame was on, like what action we actually left off on. But yeah, that's the gist of what just happened, and we're gonna see, as we always do, what is going to transpire in the deliberation. It's time to get out the club. Go to the deliberation. Party's over. All right, guys.
So we finally left the club.
We did leave the club, and they're in the house. The OGs are talking. They are so funny, you guys, the way they rag on themselves about just not being in shape.
The guys are trying to deliberate, and Darrell's like, I can't sit down. Like, I literally physically cannot sit down.
And then CT's like, well, I can only lay on this one butt cheek right here.
They're like, we're falling apart. Like,
we are falling apart. Why are
in
the world? Yeah, would they target us? That just don't make no sense. So they're talking about that, and then we also get like Horacio. He's talking to Laurel about how he wants to go against Jordan.
He wants to go against the best of the best. He wants to run a final.
Wait. He said he wants to run a final with him. So for that reason, he might not want to go against Jordan right now.
He wants to wait.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Yeah, they want to go with he wants to go against the best of the best for the final.
But the thing is, like,
it's one of those types.
You have to get to the final. So
he's like, I want him there. So if I make it to the end and I'm not going against the best of the best, I'm going to be disappointed. So the only way myself and Jordan make it there is if we're not going against each other. So he's like, it's going to have to be you and I, Derek. So man, that plan of yours, Derek, where you were downplaying yourself, it didn't work. It won't work with Horacio.
And I think the fact of the matter remains is that it's too early to be protecting the weaker team, because then the weaker team just skates by and the powerful teams go at each other. And that's not really what you want as a powerful team. You don't want to be losing your players at the expense of, the weaker team just skating by. So it's literally kind of like deja vu.
Because they got into their meeting, their team meeting era too, and Nehemiah's like, we need some camaraderie. Like, we didn't even celebrate together, which that's kind of a bummer. Like, y'all just won as a team. We saw era 3 celebrating each other last week. It's like they should have celebrated. It wasn't just a solo win. So he was kind of disappointed by that. But maybe it also was a ploy to just get in the room and be like, we want to make this decision with you, because that's what I think Bananas or somebody said. Is this what we're really saying? And then Derek was like, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make this decision with you. And so then,
nice try. I mean, you're talking to Bananas and Laurel. Like, they're not going to be manipulated by you guys.
They're not going to be team players.
They're going to do what is best for them. I don't blame them.
Yeah,
actually,
so it was A for effort. I wonder if the other team had done this, how that would have fared. Like, because we saw everybody in their confessionals being Team Avery, but I wonder if they all had deliberated, if they would be like, actually, a lot of us have friends that are on Era 4, and we know that they're more likely to win, too, over the people that y'all are trying to protect. Can we throw a bone to our friends and save them? I do have to wonder if they would have done that, if they would have had this team consensus. But it's not going to work. These representatives...
And there is an argument to be said for it, though, because they are going to put a certain amount of pressure. Now, Johnny and Laurel are not going to cave.
They're not the type to cave.
This could have repercussions for them with their teammates.
Yeah.
Their teammates are going to feel closer to each other than the two of them. This might put them on the outs with their team.
And like we talked about earlier, we didn't say this on camera, but with this whole representatives thing, where the people who aren't representatives are safe, 1,000% safe, what's to stop them from throwing? And that's the bad thing about this, because that does leave the door wide open for potential throwing of challenges. But yeah, anyways, they're trying to talk. They're pleading their case. Guys, I'm just sorry. Sorry to all the Ryan fans. I was like Switzerland on Ryan. I didn't really like him or dislike him. But this season, I'm kind of teetering on the dislike right now, because he is just so vocal about everything. And he's very, or not everything, about these deliberations. He's so vocal about who goes in, and he's very much being biased about it. And the way that we know this is because just last week, he was super team Avery, because Avery was trying to protect her friends, and he was calling Tony every name under the book: a womanizer, this, that, and the third, a misogynist, anything you can think of. He was coming for this man's character.
And now
Laurel is fighting for her
friends.
And he just can't understand. He
doesn't understand it, you guys.
She's a this, she's a that. He doesn't like her. She puts a bad taste in his mouth.
She's a puppet master.
She's a puppet master now. That's what she is. Instead of just looking out for her friend.
Do you not realize this is the exact same situation as Avery? And you were so much on her team, and so putting Tony down. But now it's Laurel doing it, and you're so it's giving hypocrite.
Yes, it's very hypocritical, and
it's giving hypocrite for everyone, honestly, because as we saw in that episode last week, everybody was like, Tony, why is he doing this?
Blah, that's blah. Her friend. Like, don't he get it? That's her friend that she's known for years. That's her freaking ex that she's known for years.
Oh, well, actually, and a really good friend. She's also giving the argument that Tony was giving of, if we do them a favor, they're going to do us a favor. They're a strong team. They're going to owe us.
So she has Tony's argument and Avery's argument, and they're still looking at her.
And literally, Laurel last week was side-eyeing and talking bad about Tony for his wanting to look out for the other power team. Laurel was. And now she's giving the same argument. So a whole bunch of hypocritical things going on right now.
Let's just be honest. Y'all made that argument. Y'all took Avery's side because you didn't want Derek and Aviv to be going in. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Literally. And we all, I mean, majority of the audience saw it. Or I think we did.
I hope y'all did. I hope so. I think a lot of the audience was coming for Tony too. And I'm like, y'all, Tony, if Tony's an idiot, Avery's an idiot too, because she went down there in the sand over this debacle as well. She just doesn't look as stupid because she managed to win.
Exactly.
But if she lost, we would be saying the same thing about her, stupid Avery. So, anyway, so we're going to see what Bananas and Laurel choose. I have a feeling they're going to go in their best interest, especially because their team is not coming up with good arguments. Like, there's no reason for them to, yes, that team is weaker. And so there is that small argument of, if we don't want to put them in, we want to save them for later on. But they're not going to be able to help them. They're not going to be able to do you guys. And so what happens when era 2, I mean, not era 2, they're era 2. What happens when era 3 and era 4 win, and they have this same mentality that you have, and suddenly you guys are in the sand consistently unless you win, because nobody wants to throw in era 1, and era 1 just makes it to the end. Like,
which is what Tony was saying last week, but nobody wanted to hear him.
Yeah.
So you guys just can't play that way. Are y'all listening?
You can't play that way. Yeah.
But we left off on them being in the chamber, and
they did finally make it to
Derek has his paper.
He took notes.
He is laying out what he is his ideas. So we're gonna hear some of that now, and we'll see.
All right, guys, we are back. A Dinosaur Story. Kudos to whoever knows that movie. Okay.
So we left off in the chamber. Derek was explaining his strategy,
which Johnny would have given him an A+ and a star.
So good job, Derek. Good job. And I think, it would have worked.
It possibly, if it weren't for those pesky kids and their dog, those meddling kids. And by meddling kids, I mean Laurel and her connection with Jordan is getting in the way and making that argument moot. There's no point in saying it even.
But I'm happy about it. You guys know we are Team Naya all day. So Naya gets to be safe. We like Jordan as well. So it's looking good for our people.
And it just goes to show, guys, that that one person, that one friendship can keep you out of the sand sometimes. It did with Avery, and
it did with Avery and Derek. Yeah. Derek was able to stay out of it.
And now we're seeing it again. I think we're going to see it again with Laurel and Jordan. So.
And Naya did her part like Jordan had coached her to do. She was like, y'all do this favor for us. we would definitely. I have no problem returning it back. I would love to return it back. That is good. That is good game.
And they also said, I don't know if Era One's going to be able to throw that bone back. I don't think they're going to be able to repay that favor.
But
also,
then Anissa was like, but if I win, I get to choose who are the next targets. So that was also a really great argument.
Good job, Anissa. Good argument.
Yeah, I think it can go for anybody. Like,
they can say the same thing.
Yeah, they could say the exact same thing.
But
so, like, I think either way, like, they're going to be in some kind of trouble. When it comes to who survives. Now, what are the odds of the person surviving? That's the thing. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. If that person doesn't survive, then they can't do anything for you. Now, and why would they want to do anything for you if they're thrown in? So it could also be seen as a threat.
Because it's like, who are Jenny and Horacio going to be? Because Jenny and Horacio aren't going to come for y'all because y'all didn't come for them. So
yeah, so you almost would be better off giving them who they want, so they can throw you a bone, and they don't want those problems with Jordan and Nia. So then we get Jenny. Jenny is a little bit conflicted.
Janae.
That's what I kind of said it that way.
You didn't do it.
I didn't go full force. But yeah, she's a little bit, thank you. She's a little bit conflicted because she's very nice. She's a very nice person. And she's like, with this great power in this losing position that we found ourselves in, because there is some power there. She's like, if we win, which I think she's feeling like, I could possibly win.
We're going to win. Yeah, I'm going to win.
I'm going to win.
I'm going to win. Yeah.
If I win, I'm going to have to throw one of you guys in from my team. One of you girls, guys, one of you guys in. So what should I do? Can you tell me, help a sister out? I don't want to make any of you mad. And, very smart. And
very smart of her. And lucky for her,
she has volunteers.
She has a volunteer step up. Josh has been training mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Yes.
We love to
all
see
the things that are important. Yes. And I
said, he's ready.
He is ready. And, I'm praying for my guy because you got some mental giants that are in that house that you're going against. Like, I don't doubt you physically. I feel like you can give someone a run for their money, but it's just the mental, like these dudes are very smart. So I just hope he's able to go with them toe to toe on the mental. That's what I would like to see him work on. I think that he can be a titan if he can work on that mental strength.
But we appreciate his bravery.
We do.
And
I'm loving that for Josh. None of the girls jumped up, though. I don't know if Horacio wasn't in the room or what, to be like, hey, I think that's a good idea. Girls, anybody want to? Or if he's like, you know what, I don't plan on coming back, so it's not even worth it. Like, I don't know what's going on there. We didn't hear any girl volunteers. But I pointed out to Alicia, you guys, that
this is a really cool take, y'all.
Guys, I feel like they might be playing checkers a little bit. And there is a way to play chess with knowing that you're going into elimination. Like, if you lose and you're going in there, Jenny was right on the money. But, like, not only with your team can you start planning ahead on who you're going to put as representatives, but you can literally set your team up for success for that week. If you know which female representative is about to go up, ask them, who do you want?
Like to go against?
Yes, who are you comfortable on each team? Or guys, because she would be picking the guy.
Or she could also be like, well, who do we want to target? Who do you feel comfortable? Like,
who do you want to target?
Big?
Yeah.
Do we want to
all the things.
Do safe? Like, yeah.
But they should totally be figuring this out before you go down there. And they have the luxury as the losers to know that they're going in the sand and go ahead and make these plans. So it's kind of a gift for the loser.
They could also be working out things with other eras. Like, if somebody's close to somebody in another era and they want to look out for that person, they could be like, who would you want on your team to be a target? Like, there's many different angles they could be working.
So they won't be mad at them. Guys, there's so many different angles. And we don't see it yet. We don't see them working those angles. So I hope that, maybe like it clicked with me this week, maybe it'll click with them next week. Now, I can't take all the credit. Jenny definitely helped me get to that conclusion because she was kind of doing that by asking her team and getting prepared. But it's
just like, you can take it a step further.
So hopefully, if she figured that out, maybe she'll figure it out next week. Maybe they'll figure it out next week.
Maybe she'll figure it out this week. Maybe we'll have a flashback where she was talking to them about that, or talking to another era about that. We'll see.
And she's like, y'all, let's start playing this game. Let's start playing this game. So that was just an epiphany. They're now in the elimination at the arena.
They're about to name the team that they chose.
And Laurel is like, Horacio's going to be good at this. Like, so why is she saying that? I don't know, but I don't know.
We'll see if Horacio is going to be good at this.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see who they're choosing.
Who are they choosing? I think they're going to put in. they're making it seem by the confessional that Johnny is actually going to put in Jordan, but Laurel's never going to do that. He's not going to go in the sand. Bananas isn't going in the sand over this. So I'm thinking, despite his confessional, they are putting in Aneesa and Derek.
Aneesa and Derek, you heard it here. They're trying to throw us off. You're not throwing us off.
You think the same?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. You guys, we were right.
Yep.
Of course, Derek and Aneesa were chosen Bananas, to go in.
Yeah, he said, I'm not stalemating. There's zero shot of that happening. So, yep, Derek and Aneesa went in. They're not happy about it. Aneesa is not happy about it.
We see Tori talking about, like that's her best friend. This is making her want to puke, seeing her fight for her life. And, you just see.
And then you see Rachel talking about this isn't fair. And Aneesa just keeps getting thrown in. It's like, Rachel, you're part of the reason. You're the first time.
You're the reason why this is her second time.
Yeah, so I'm glad, I'm glad you have like a bit of sympathy. But it's like, maybe admit that you're part of the problem or you contributed.
So they do this amazing elimination.
Oh my gosh.
It was very close.
Very Survivor-esque.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We were
right out of the Survivor book.
Yeah, because you guys know if you watch Survivor, there's this challenge that they do normally at the final four, like right at the end, pretty much, for when you're choosing fire, and you put the ball in, and literally you cannot miss it. You have to be there to, and you add a ball, and then sometimes you have 2, you have 3, then you have 4 going, and you have to not miss them and be able to grab them and put them back in there. And the thing with that one, you cannot drop that ball for that one. If you drop the ball, you are done. That is it. So we really liked for this one, it wasn't over. It just made it harder. So
and they didn't have several balls. They just had one ball, and they had a task that they had to complete in the meantime while that ball was rolling. Very, very cool.
Really cool game. Yeah.
Love it. And guys, Jenny versus Aneesa
was incredible.
Amazing.
And you guys, we have got to put respect on Aneesa's name.
Y'all, all the respect. Signed, sealed, delivered. You hear it here first. I never want to hear anybody, and I won't say anything either. I never want to hear anybody say anything about her again, because she tried her hardest and she almost
would have won.
She would have won had she not dropped that last.
She was going to beat Jenny, which is incredible because Jenny
is a champion.
So
and she's very much in shape.
So in shape.
But she said, Aneesa's in shape too. And
and Tori was saying Aneesa is more athletic. And I think Rachel said that maybe. No, Tori said that.
Was Tori?
I believe it was Tori.
Somebody said it, yeah.
Somebody said it.
That she's more athletic. And they said
she proved that.
Jenny has a lot of heart and she's fearless. That may have been Casey.
Corey was like, Jenny, where's that stamina? You're going to have to work on it. Jenny was hyperventilating, like she could not catch her breath.
Casey thought she was giving up. I was like, she's definitely not giving up. She's trying to get herself together.
Yeah. But Aneesa, she was having a hard time too, but she kept pushing through and she could still breathe a little bit enough to keep going. And she proved herself so much.
I'm so sad to see her go.
She almost took her out of the game. That was incredible. In my head, she took her out, even though she didn't.
I tell you what, I'm so excited to see her next season. I know people are often not excited to see Aneesa because they feel like, why do they keep bringing her?
There. Sometimes we're not excited to see her.
But I'm excited now.
Excited
my confidence and my interest in her has been rejuvenated. And I just want to see her come on, and I want to see her do better and better. I want to see her win.
Leroy, I do think her win. And somebody else said, I think too, that she deserves to win. She's one of the most underrated players, one of the challengers to have
one of the winningest, non-winners. Winningest non-winners.
So I'm right with you there, Neat. I'm excited. I do think she has a win in her.
I'm a fan now.
I'm excited to see her get a win.
And I was excited. She can do it. I think we think you can do it, Aneesa. And we were excited to see her, or I was excited to see her. I'm gonna speak for myself, to see her play this season with Tori, because I do like their friendship, and I think Alicia does as well. We love their friendship. Yeah. You cannot say that Tori is a bad friend to Aneesa. I think Tori has been a good friend to Aneesa,
and she was just cheering her little head off for her.
Yeah, y'all. She gonna be hoarse the next day because
it was beautiful. We love to see beautiful friendships. And Aneesa was like, this week wasn't gonna last for 8 more weeks anyway.
She's hilarious.
Yes, gotta love her. And I'm so glad
I think
she was
that water
on the
must have done a number to it too. That trivia.
I didn't even know she had weave.
I didn't know it was a weave either. Yeah, it looked like yours, girl.
Yeah, but we hate to see her go. But congratulations to Jenny.
Yes, congratulations, girl. She's a sweetheart. So I'm sure Aneesa would have, rather to lost to someone like her.
So and I mean, she. Oh my gosh, she did her thing. But then we move on to Horacio and Derek.
And guys, they are doing it just like I knew it was. Like I told her, this is going to be good, and she was like, they were good, and I was like, yeah, they were good, but I think these boys are going to be a lot faster. And as we see, not only are they faster, but they're picking up more.
They're picking up 3 and 4 of these things at a time. It's
5
really
and
impressive.
6, almost.
Well, when they did the 5, that's when they messed up.
Yeah,
so that's why I didn't mention that. Yeah, don't be picking up 5. You didn't have no room to catch anything. So, and then he about knocked half of them out the board when he did that.
It's wild, guys. It is wild.
It's so interesting. Yeah, the boys are so funny. They really
attack
go
out. Yeah.
So
it's fun to watch, guys.
It's very close. Horacio, they both dropped the ball. But I think Horacio had 3 or 4 in his hands when he dropped them, and Derek really did have 5 at least.
So, and CT pro tip, guys, like he said, if you are winning, let's not be making mistakes like this. Like, take it slow.
Take it easy.
It's yours to lose. Like, they literally told him, it's yours to lose. And he was like, in one ear, out the other.
Yeah. So, right now, Horacio only needs one more, I think. Either one or, one more.
He needs one more.
And
from my perspective, I saw Derek needing 3 more.
I thought it was 5. So 3 to 5 is what he needs.
It's very close. I don't think it would be very close if he needed 5. Like, there's no way he's getting that in before Horacio.
We thought Horacio was going to lose because he wants to go back home, but maybe he found the inner strength.
Got that dog. He got that dog in him
to fight and live another day. So we'll see.
Yeah, he said he just can't. His pride won't let him. Y'all, we might be losing 2 Air 1 people. All right, you guys. So yeah, it was close like we thought it was. Or like I thought it was. I guess he had 3. He definitely didn't have 5 he needed to put in there yet. It was a lot closer than either of us ever thought, because they're saying Derek got his 3 in the wall before Horacio got his 1 in the wall. But if you look back at the episode,
there's literally one of the pegs missing out of Derek's when the whistle is blown. Like, I don't know if it fell out. And, like, what are the rules for that if it did fall out? Like,
they're saying whoever had all 40 in the wall first won. But my thing is, show the video. What's wrong with the video? Like, y'all should have been able to run the tape. If y'all don't run the tape, then y'all looking like y'all lying.
There were 2 separate scenes where a peg was missing from Derek's board. So we need to see him have put that last peg in when that other one was still in there. Because if it wasn't in there when he put that one in,
then he didn't have all 40 in there first. And I find it hard to believe when he knocked several of them out of the wall at one point. And the fact that they didn't show us the replay of it. Guys, show us the replay, or don't believe it, especially when we have shots like this, where 2 shots you can clearly see that he has a peg missing from the wall.
The moment the thing was blown, and it looked like Derek was still working on it, weirdly enough. But anyway,
the moment the horn was blown to signify the end of it.
And he's like looking, and it's not in there.
So, watch it back, guys.
Let us know your thoughts. We will definitely be hitting up Twitter after this to see if anyone else noticed that.
What the cast says. Cast, I need y'all to answer some questions. Like, did it fall out? But he actually had all 40 in his first. Like, shed some light on the story. Because
did they play unfairly towards Horacio? Like, should he have not been eliminated? Because
that's what it's looking like.
We're gonna be pissed.
And y'all know the viewer's gonna see this. Like, she can't be the only one that caught that. Like, y'all gonna need to. I know y'all don't have but so much screen time to the point where we ain't even get to watch the trailer. We didn't even get to watch the promo. Our recording didn't get it, so we don't know what the heck's happening next week. But I know y'all only have so much screen time. But I think y'all had 15 seconds to spare to let us know. See the replay, and yes, it fell out, but he did put his all 40 in there first. Otherwise, you look suspect, and I don't like it. Please don't be cheating, because you're gonna lose your audience.
Especially seeing Horacio being so devastated and being like,
definitely don't want to see him be there. He's apologizing,
and it's
Horacio, you don't have nothing to apologize for, King. You have nothing to apologize. As long as you come on every season and try your hardest, which that's what you do every time, and you don't owe us anything. You don't even have to do that, really. But, this is for you. This is for you and your life and your family and stuff.
We're just spectators, and we're happy to be along for the ride.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see you just try your hardest. And that's what you did. Even though your girl was gone and you didn't want to be there, you tried your hardest. Hold your head up high.
Yeah, we need to know. We need to know if that was right. But
that was sad to see.
They said Jenny won, and they said Derek won.
And I love Derek, so I'm happy to see Derek win. But it's just like, if he actually won, like, that just looked so... Like, that just looked so suspect. So, hopefully everything was all, copacetic, or whatever they say. Hopefully everything was above the board, and yeah, nothing shady was going down.
So then they're picking the next targets, and
right off the bat, we get CT going. I'll go in for Air One because they're like, "Can anyone volunteer, please? We don't want to pick anybody. Please, can y'all just volunteer?"
That's a strategy, y'all. That's a strategy. They're not gonna
They're
have people mad at
still
them. So that's smart of
playing
them.
checkers. They are, because you see, Era 4, nobody wants to go in, Jenny. None of you guys want to go in.
You didn't do your people any favors.
Let CT volunteer to go in. You should never let CT
should never be going in.
If CT says I'll go in, say nope, we're picking other person. We're picking Darrell. We're picking Brad.
Now nobody wants to go in.
Mhm.
Now, Corey, I guess, Devin was expecting Corey to go in.
Which maybe they had some kind of agreement like Era 4 did, where Corey said he would go next.
There's a rotation, but it's like, also, Devin, you haven't gone yet.
So and why was that rotation fair?
I think Devin
what made y'all think that rotation was fair? Yeah.
And he would have done. Why do you get to go last in this rotation?
I think it's dumb to pick your rotation before you know who's actually in. And I think they're realizing that. And they won't be doing that again.
Josh, we understand. Josh is like, I don't want to go in.
I don't win against him before, and I done lost. I done played that song.
I don't want to go against.
I don't like that song. I don't want to hear that song again.
So Josh avoided it. Jenny chose Kylan, which I mean, to me, that shows that she has Josh's back,
and she knows Josh.
She knows Josh volunteered though. So the fact that he was like no longer volunteering, she was like, okay, my friend don't want to go anymore. He ain't going in. So she helped him out, and she did him a solid. And also, Corey's not going in. Devin's going in. So,
and they can be mad all they want to, but I don't know who picked the order of that, rotation that they had for Era 3. And on Era 4, people, buyer's remorse. People can opt out, and it is what it is. But like I said, they're not doing themselves any favors. Era 4, she should have never picked CT. I know he's volunteering. Don't ever pick CT to go in.
Also, my thing
against your guys, against any of your guys.
Like, Era 4 has to either lose for CT to be chosen to go in, or like they're not going to get chosen because Era 1 is already severely wounded. So why would they choose Era 1 to go back in when they already have lost so many players?
Okay, but here's the T. What's to stop Era 1 from losing? What's to stop them from being the ultimate losers?
This is when
you have to go against CT.
This is when you want to throw.
Yeah, this is when you want to throw and you be the loser.
I'll lose. Yeah.
But then you don't want to, because then what's to stop them from throwing in CT against you?
But it's why would you throw CT in when Era 1 is already severely wounded?
Because they want CT to take the other people out.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad, Era 4. Yeah. Jenny, you should never have picked CT. You should never have let him go in.
Bad decision, Jenny. So
we're gonna see what happens. Checkers. Like, they're playing checkers, and I can't wait to see them start playing chess. But Air 4, they ain't doing it. They are not doing it. And I'm not surprised, because.
So let us know what you guys thought about this episode. If y'all enjoyed it, if y'all agree with our sentiments about everything, please give us a like on this video if you enjoyed it.
Like, comment, and subscribe, please.
And stay tuned for the rest of our challenge videos. We're gonna have some special guests on here, like Meet said. Polly and Naya, we're really excited to have them on. And yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
We'll be here. See you next time. God bless.
God bless.